Danny, you're our guest.
Me?
Yeah. So you're going to go first, but I have a question for you.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
You're playing Concord.
I was playing Concord, yes.
The upcoming hero shooter on PlayStation and I assume PC at the same time.
Correct.
That would be dumb if it wasn't at the same time.
Yep.
A lot of big devs behind this. A lot of ex-Bungie devs, Halo, Destiny. How do you like it, or not like it?
I really enjoyed my time with Concord. I thought it was cool. As someone, like, we had a pre-show, we talked about like my experience with Destiny, eating my save. I don't play it anymore, but I have like those Destiny 1 memories of like really getting into Crucible and having a fun time with that. And this has that same energy. It is like Destiny Crucible if it was mixed with Overwatch. I ended up finding Lark. He is this mushroom man who is super cheap. You can shoot little spores out and they kind of linger in the air. And when someone walks by him, they just break up and slam into someone. Half health, maybe full kill somebody. It's pretty great. I can already see people being like, "Will you play Lark, loser?" But off the rip, it's heavy. It's a heavy game. Everyone moves super slow. I definitely adjusted to that pretty quickly. It took a few rounds to get in, but it's hefty. Like it's chunky no matter what character you're playing. There were only a couple game modes you had to level up to unlock some of them. I want to play more, but PlayStation's process right now is let's make a multiplayer game. It's $40 at launch, so not that big retail price. And then you're going to have your microtransactions, your battle passes, your skins, etc. I don't think Concord is worth $40 to me with as little as I play multiplayer games. I'm very much I got an hour before stream. Let me play a couple matches of Fortnite or Valorant or something that's typically free to play. That being said, I want to see this game succeed. I think people can enjoy it. I think people will have a good time with it. But I think at $40 price point, it's going to be tough when you have all these other free to play ones.
Yeah, that was the big thing with me when I saw it. I was like, man, and like I wonder if they're going to try to hit lightning in a bottle twice because of Helldivers, right? I mean, Helldivers hit huge, and I wonder if this game will do better on PC than it will on console. But it just like everything about this game, I'm like, man, Overwatch is free to play, Fortnite's free to play, Halo's technically free to play if you're Xbox, like Apex, Valorant, like all these games are free to play. Like, why are you and I get like, the heroes and stuff will be free after launch, right? Like, and they'll monetize you some other way, right? But like, man, that's just that's a tough pill to swallow.
It is, yeah, especially even we'll go as far back as like 2019 saying like this is just the new like format for multiplayer games. And I'll always use the example of like indie multiplayer games because it's an indie, so it already is like underground to most people. But if the servers aren't staying up and people aren't playing the game, it'll eventually shut down, which like all the multiplayer games do that. It all happens eventually. There will be a day Fortnite's like, see ya, it was a nice 14,000 year run or whatever. But I can see the finish line on Concord, and I'm hoping it's a blurry finish line. I'm hoping it like I can just keep seeing it push back and back. But I can see as this one comes out, I think in a couple months, I forget the actual release date, but it's tough to see the masses put the $40 into it. I don't know if it'll hit that success, but I can see when it hits the free on PlayStation Plus, and then everyone starts playing it, and then Steam players like, all right, well, if everyone has it now, I guess I'll get into it. But maybe it's like 50% off or something. I don't know.
That's what it should be. It should be that first month. It should be free to everybody on PlayStation Plus. That would be my bet for Sony, especially if you're going to try to monetize it in other ways. Like, I mean, that's it. No offense to Rocket League, but it worked for Rocket League, right? I mean,
worked for Rocket League, but it didn't work for Destruction All-Stars. So like it does depend on the game, like, and I think Concord could do it. I think Concord could be there. It'll have its like it's already had the hate of like, what's this ugly brown people in my game? Like that was all of Twitter.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, right next to First Descendant being like, look at all these people with big asses and pretty faces. Like we didn't get that in Concord. We have realistic people, I guess, and people don't like that. They want pretty gamers.
I really liked the tone. I saw a tone piece trailer on YouTube today when I was watching something at
Yeah.
work, and I kind of liked it. Like, I know a lot of people are like yelling at it because they're like, "Oh, it's ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy." I'm like, "Oh, I kind of like that." I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, my whole hesitation is like, if I want to know that this game is going to succeed before I drop $40 on it. I don't have a problem spending money on games like most people these days seem to have, but like you said, if nobody's going to be there to play it, like, I don't know. I think it looks interesting, and I think the one thing it does have going for it too is like only Overwatch exists in the hero shooter space right now, right? There's not much other competition out there, right, that I can even think of off the top of my head. So,
Bleeding Edge still online? Did they shut that one down yet? Or?
Oh, jeez.
It's got potential.
Don't get me started on Bleeding Edge.
I think one of the things that Overwatch has is it's got some really good lore behind its characters. And I know Sony promised with this game that as time goes by, it's going to be releasing like story content
every week.
Yeah.
Every week. So,
which that's a big undertaking. I like to imagine they have it pre-production, it's ready to go. They're not like, we're going to start working on them as the game comes out, but I have my beef with Blizzard. I held on for so long. Be like, guys, when this story drops for Overwatch 2, we're so in. It is going to be so awesome. And then when they canceled, I'm like, you know what? That was it. I've been over backwards for you, Blizzard. I tried to push for Overwatch 2, and now you took away the only thing I was motivated for. So I'm out. Uninstalled like instantly.
Man, Overwatch 2, what a man. Anyways,
still love the characters, but like, damn, come on, man.
Remember when Overwatch was the biggest thing on the planet for like
so many hours, so many loot boxes?
Oh my gosh, I quit Destiny for Overwatch. That says something about me. So, oh man, good times. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.